Okay, in this video I'm going to go over the answers to the first weekly quiz. I've added a folder in the quizzes where I'll put the quiz questions after the quiz is done that you can take and practice. So this is just going to be the first, same questions from the first quiz, so I can show you what I would put for the answers. Okay, so what is the shell command for changing the permissions? That's chmod, and you should just put the command. For any of these questions, just give the simplest answer. So if I say chmod is the right command, that's not going to auto-grade correctly, and that'll take extra effort for me. So I want you to put just think about what the auto-grader is going to look for. Shell command for changing the current working directory, cd, change directory. And the file permissions for a file, what does X stand for? Execute. And for directories, that means that you can go into the directory. For a regular file, that would mean that you can run it like it's a program. Run commands. Commands are running on the CS server. That's true. When you're logged in, that's actually running on the CS server, not on your local computer. First character, what are the last three characters for in the ls-l? So the last three characters are for the other permissions. So the best answer there is other. File permissions, what does the R stand for? The best answer there is read. So R is for read, whether the file can be read or not. Readable is not as good. Somebody put readable. Read is more correct. Shell command for making a new directory. Okay, dir. How many terabytes in 1 petabyte? 1,000. The command used for moving files is delete. No, that's incorrect. That's on Windows. In Unix, it is rm for remove. File permissions, what does the W stand for? Stands for write. Text editor vim, what is used to save the file? :W. W for write. Windows, what is the name of the program used to connect? PuTTY. You can use Pico, Vim, or Emacs to view a Word document. The best answer here is false. You can theoretically do that, but it won't display correctly. So if you, depends on how literal you're being with the with the question. Command used for removing files is delete. No, already went over that. What is the special symbol for your home directory? Tilde. File permissions, what does D stand for? Directory. And somebody spelled that wrong. Make sure you spell it correct. Command used for copying is copy. No, that's on Windows. On Unix, it is CP. You can use these editors to view plain text. That's true. That's the point of these programs. Special symbol for current directory is dot or period. Special symbol stands for your home directory is tilde. Yes, that's true. Hostname used to connect to the CS server, cs.ind state.edu. Shell command for moving is mv. Text editor vim. Key to stop insert mode, so it's the escape key. If you typed escape or if you typed escape, those would also be correct. Okay, special symbol for the root directory, /, that's the beginning, that's like C: on Windows. Shell command for removing a file, rm. Text editor vim, and starting insert mode is just typing I. Okay, a file with this permissions is readable by all users. There's user that owns it can read it, the group that owns it can read it, and everybody else can read it, so that's true. Command used for changing the current working directory is cd, that's true. File with this permissions is readable by all users, no. So this would mean that it could be executed by all users but not readable. File with these permissions is readable by all users. There's a read, read, and read. That's true. Text editor vim, what is used to quit, :q. What is the shell command for listing the contents? ls for list. Command used for copying files is clear. No. Clear is used for clearing the screen. What is the shell command for printing the current working directory? pwd, print working directory. When you run commands, commands are running on your local computer. No. If you're logged in, then they're running on the CS server. File with these permissions is readable by everyone. No, because the other flags are all not set. Was the shell command for copying a file? cp for copy. Special symbol for any sequence of characters, pronounced star, is star. So you can use this ls star HTML would show only HTML files. If I do star HTML star, then it shows anything that has HTML in the name somewhere. Text editor Pico, special symbol that is pressed to do things is control. If you did control, that was also correct. I'd let you use this, maybe, I don't remember if that's the way it displays on the screen, but that's not a good answer because there is that character is on the keyboard, so the best would probably be control. File permissions, what are the middle three characters? The middle three characters are for group permissions, so if you said group or group permissions, that would be fine. On Mac OS, what is the name of the program? SSH would be a good answer, terminal would be a good answer. We say terminal, and then so it's really terminal and SSH. How many megabytes in 1 gigabyte? 1,000. It's not 1,024. There's a different name for 1,024. So 1,000 is correct. Text editor, what is a special key? Control. Some people said Control X, Control S. I shouldn't have given you credit for that because it says when closing or saving, and this is just saving. The special key that I'm talking about is really Control, and then that gets used. Okay, how many megabytes in 1 terabyte? That's 1 million, and I accepted it if you said 1e6, that's 10 to the 6th, or if you said 10 to the 6th, or if you said, those are all should be correct. How many bytes in 1 kilobyte? 1,000. File permissions, what are the next three characters? So that's the first three. The first three characters here are for user. So if you said user or owner, I think owner is what they say in the help files. What was the special symbol at the parent directory? So ... is the next directory up. Command used for copying is copy, that's true. Command used for removing is remove, that's true. File with these permissions is readable by all users, false. And how many bytes in 1 megabyte? 1 million. Go ahead and save and submit and see what it says for the auto grading. Okay, so I think it would show you what you got. I'm not a student. So what I do is I go in and look at what the auto grader did, and if there's any mistakes that it made, I correct those. Alright, those are the answers for the first weekly quiz.